Hello everyone and welcome back to Canada and Beyond. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this channel, we provide a lot of information about immigration. So if you are someone who is looking to come to Canada or United States, make sure to subscribe this channel. And we also talk about life in Canada in general as well. So you are going to get a lot of benefit by subscribing to this channel. So with that being said, let's talk about today's topic, which is big news for international students who are studying in Canada. So as of November 15th, international students are going to be allowed to work off campus for more than 20 hours per week. Before that, this clause was not there, especially when I was a student. We were only able to work 20 hours a week off campus, and it has a lot of strings attached, like I have to find a job which is related to my studies and whatnot. But now that clause and all the requirements are removed. So basically, from now all the way until December 31st, 2023, international students who are studying right now in Canada, they can work anywhere in Canada. With valid work permit, they can work basically with any employers of their choice. So now that being said, I want to explain a little bit about off-campus and on-campus work. So on-campus mean if you are working in a cafeteria, for example, of university, or if any of the bureaus or maybe a reception of your college or university, this is called on-campus work. Off-campus work means you are working with any private company or you are working with any other employer other than university or college. This is called off-campus work. Now, in order to get full benefit of this new amendment in the law, there is certain criteria. Now, what is that criteria? So number one on the list here is you have to be authorized to work off campus. That means beside a study permit, you have to have an authorization as well from IRCC that you are eligible to work off campus. Number two, you are studying full-time on DLI, which is Designated Learning Institution. So your college or university, you have to be a full-time student in order to be eligible. Now, full-time student, you have to check with your university or college that what does full-time student mean, because different universities have different criterias. How many credits do you take in order to become a full-time student? So you have to consult with your faculty or maybe an academic advisor who schedule your classes. So make sure to refer to them. The other criteria is you are part-time student in your last semester. So if you are taking less credit while studying in your last semester, you are eligible to work up to 40 hours per week in your last semester. Now there are a couple of other points that I want to make here. First of all, you have to have a SIN number, which is called Social Insurance Number. And how do you obtain this social insurance number? You have to have a letter from university or college that you have a valid study permit, and you have to take it to Service Canada. So nearby service office, you will take that study permit and they will be able to give you the SIN number. Now, the second thing is you have to be studying in a vocational training program. For instance, the minimum length of a program should be 6 months to 1 year, which means at the end of that diploma or program, you are obtaining a valid degree. So if you are not getting that degree, maybe you won't be eligible to work off campus. So these are a couple of things that you need to keep in mind before you go out there and start working. This was all for students who are already here in Canada and studying, but I do want to mention there are some benefit to this clause for people who are coming to study in Canada and right now they are outside Canada. So the first thing that you need to make sure if you are coming to Canada on study permit, IRCC must have your application received. and that application should be received on or before October 7th, 2022, because this is the date when they announced that they will be taking all the study permit applications, and those are the students who will be eligible to work off campus, because this is the date. This is time sensitive, I would like to say. So it's going to be between October 7th, 2022 all the way until December 31st, 2023. So these two dates you have to keep in mind, because these dates are very critical. Now, the second criteria for outside of Canada is your study permit will or have already been approved. So basically you have to have a very strong study permit application. If you think that there are any kind of loopholes that you left, or maybe your application will be rejected, you may not be eligible to work off campus. Third is your study permit should say that you are already authorized to work in Canada. Now here is the thing which I mentioned just now, that if your application is already received on or before October 7, 2022, the IRCC will already know, and they will add this to your study permit, that you are authorized to work in Canada on basis of this study permit. So your study permit has to say that you are authorized to work in Canada. Number 4 is you have to make sure that you will be physically present in Canada, or you will be coming to Canada by December 31st, 2023. Again, those dates are very critical. So if you are coming after December 31st, 2023, you may not be eligible to work off campus, because this clause have time limit, right? So you need to keep that in mind. So if you want to work off campus, you have to have a full-time study permit. So you are taking like a full credit according to university or college that require you to be a full-time student. Now, these are all the clauses that you have to keep in mind, whether you are studying inside Canada or you are going to study in Canada and you are coming here on a study permit. But I do need to mention this is very critical, that don't jeopardize your study on cost of your work. So don't go out there and try to make more dollars and not go and study and skip the class or something like that. This is highly recommended that you fulfill your studies first before going out there and working like more than 20 hours a week, because I know I have been there not too long ago. It's not easy to do a full-time studies and full-time job. It's absolutely not easy. So please make sure you are doing your studies first and then thinking about working off campus. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end. Hopefully you get benefit out of this video. Please make sure to comment down below if you have any question. We will answer it, and make sure to subscribe this channel. And until next video, we will see you again.